Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Thursday, January 29th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today. And I hope your Thursday's going well. We're going to jump into things here kind of quickly. We just want to say thank you for all who watch the videos on, even if it's not a regular basis, we just appreciate anybody that watches, but I know there's people that do on a regular basis. You acknowledge that. We thank you for that. And some of you make just some simple comments, and we appreciate that as well. All right, so we're going to be in Exodus 17 today. We're going to read verses 8 through 16, a little bit more reading than normal, but we'll give you something here, then just make a very practical application that I will believe will be good for all of us. All right, as we begin here in chapter 17 of Exodus, verse 8, then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Now, if you've been in church any length of time, you know the story, you know kind of what it means. And I just want to very quickly just point out some things here that I think will be our kind of our encouragement for today. So we have the children of Israel here. I guess this would be their first battle, if you please, that they would face after they come out of Egypt. And of course, they go through the Red Sea. Pharaoh's armies are destroyed there. Then they're out here. This is prior to going into the 40-year wilderness wandering. So here's that period of time in which Amalek fights with Israel. All right, so they plan a battle. And Joshua is the one who leads the battle. And Moses tells him, choose us out men and go out and fight. So first of all, you've got Moses, the leader, telling Joshua, who would be the military leader, if you please, as far as the battle goes. And so the leader tells a leader, I need you to find men to fight. So you've got these soldiers. So you've got Moses, Joshua, the head of the soldiers. You've got the soldiers. And then, of course, he says, I'm going to go up to the top of the hill. And it says here that there's two men that go up there with them. There's Aaron and there's Hur that go up there with Moses. And very interestingly, I'm not sure how this really even really worked the way it did, other than just pure encouragement, I suppose. Well, but while Moses is up there and his hands are up, then the battle goes good for the children of Israel. But when his hands come down, then Amalek begins to prevail. So obviously, as Moses' hands get heavy and they come down, then obviously the battle is not going well. So Aaron and Hur get on both sides of Moses, and they hold up his hands. And eventually, of course, then the battle is won there, at least that battle there. And that's a very important thing here. And of course, the Lord makes a real big deal of this. But here's what I want to say. Well, you needed a Moses, you needed the Joshua, you needed the soldiers, and we needed Aaron and Hur. All of those put together equals a victory for the children of Israel, for everybody. That means Moses enjoys the victory, Joshua enjoys the victory, the soldiers enjoy the victory, Aaron and Hur, they enjoy the victory. The people of God who did not fight, who are this massive amount of people, they enjoy the victory over Amalek here. So I guess the simple point here is a victory really through encouragement. Because had it not been for Aaron and Hur holding up the hands, then there wouldn't have been victory. There would not be any fighting going on if it wasn't for soldiers. Soldiers need leadership in a battle. That's very important. So Joshua did his part. Moses is basically the one who gets the instructions from God, and Moses, of course, directs that right on down. So the point here is we need all this together for a victory. But a big part of the victory is obviously the two men, Aaron and Hur, who hold up the hands of Moses. So I guess what I want to say today is this: if you want victory in your life, you want victory in your church, you want victory for yourself, for your family, for the people that you appreciate as leaders, everybody, those that's standing in the place for God, we'll call them soldiers of Christ, if you please. I guess we all are that way. But you know, those who are fighting for the Lord. So the point is, be an Aaron and Hur, if nothing else. Be the ones that's encouraging the leadership and encouraging the fight for God to go on. And leaders need that, and the people need that. So really, everybody benefited from Aaron and Hur holding up the hands. So let's all be encouragers. Let's make sure those who are in the fight, those who are leading, God's men and all that, pray for them and help them and hold up their hands, so to speak, so that we can all enjoy the victory. And encouragement certainly is a huge, huge part, as you see right here. So let's make sure we're doing that, if you will, and everybody benefits. All right? Well, thank you for watching. Have a great day, safe day, healthy day, Lord willing. We'll be back tomorrow, and thank you for watching.